Talk and Rock Radio, where friends meet at the intersection of life, inspiration, and music. Here's your host, Rick Kern.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the recent remake of Hurt So Bad, and tell me how you met Brooke Morber.
Yeah. She's the one that found me. She, as it goes, what she told me was that she didn't even know who I was. I mean, she's only 26 when I met her, and but she knew Linda Ronstadt. That was her famous singer, and she hurt so bad, and she thought that Linda Ronstadt was the first one to do it. Until I think Brooke said her handler David Ross in New York City told her no, a group called Little Anthony and the Imperials. And so she started doing research and she looked on Google and started singing. And I think she said something like, "How old did you say he was, David?" Because I was singing the way, you know. And she said, and one thing left to know, she says, "I want to do that, hurt so bad, but that guy, he just does it the way I'd like to just do a duet or something." And they arranged it, and here's since you asked, that right there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I've got that photo. That is so cool. And
Yeah, we actually we made the first cut on the Grammy thing. We didn't make the second cut, but it wasn't because of anything. It was really, we found out it was just because they wanted more new songs.
I see.
Something new. Because they really, that's sort of a tradition with them and stuff, but they loved the song.
The song should be Grammy.
Blew their mind. It blew their mind what they heard.
Yeah.
And that's why it stuck around so long until we found out that it didn't make that final thing.
I know you don't know what I'm going through. Standing here looking at you. Well, let me tell you that it hurts so bad. It makes me feel so sad. It makes me hurt so bad to see you again.
Like needles and pins, people say
And but out of that, I get a call from Dennis Lambert, one of the great writers and producers. He was in the committee. So my gosh, he said, man, you're singing. I got this song. I'm going back in the studios in another couple of weeks, 3 weeks, putting another single out that he wrote. I was in my office here rehearsing it today and yesterday, trying to get some idea how it's going to be done as far as I'm concerned, me. And so out of that came a lot of good. And also, it's selling very well, by the
Did you
way.
go to Nashville for that studio session, or where'd
Yeah,
you do it?
they went to Nashville, all live musicians.
Nice.
And Brooke was in one booth and I was in another. So we were able to do eye contact while we were singing the initial work track
Right.
that we did in the studio. Then we did the personal tracks where the magic began at the Fred Mullen, the producer in Nashville, one of the top country producers, had a lot of Grammys, and he had a studio in his home, so he was able to work with the both of us individually, and we had a home setting. When I pressed, nobody's looking at the clock, like in the studio. You sitting on the couch, soda or whatever, and
And that's where he mastered
able
it
to really
there.
create. Yeah, that's Nashville. That's the way they do it.
But oh, no, I'm saying that's where he mastered it from his house there.
Yeah, he mastered from there. Yeah, he did,
Okay.
and he really did a great job in the arrangement and everything because he said, and then Brooke told me, she said, you brought the best out of me. She said, I've never reached like that.
Oh man, that one
Went, but
part
she never knew. She
you
went.
guys you guys were up in the clouds, man. I couldn't believe the notes that you both were hitting,
Well,
man.
we first time I met her, she's a little bitty thing.
Yeah.
So, first time I met her, this big voice is coming out of this little girl.
Yeah.
So we would sit in the living room, and she said, "Oh, I heard you do that thing." Something in falsetto. I don't know what I did. A turn, just
Right.
creating in my mind. And when I'm singing, and Fred said, "Hold that, hold that, hold that," and she went in and said, "What do you think about this?" And she comes up above me harmonically and follows me in a field.
Yeah.
Not many people can do that. That's how talented this young lady is. I think
Oh,
my only thing is, for her sake, and I told her many times, I had a lot of awards. My place is full of awards, but I would have loved to seen her get that shot at, get a chance at bat at the Grammy. But I think that she's got something very nice. In some ways, something's gonna happen.
I think something's going to happen for her. I mean, I'm a pretty good judge when it comes to talent and how far it can go. And I think with the right people, she can go a long way.
Yeah, and I told her husband that because he manages her, Jordan. And they were so delightful. It was one of the best people I've ever worked with. Now we're friends. And to work with somebody like that, she wasn't no diva. She wasn't none of this. No, she's just herself. And I found out she was from New York City, and she lived in Nashville, and she picked up the whole field.
Yeah.
She was a Broadway singer. She used to sing on Broadway,
Yeah.
and
I read
so
I read her history. Yeah.
yeah, it's really remarkable. And so working with her, and I've done many duets with some of the best lady singers in the business I've done over the years. I have more fun with her than I had with anybody because she was unpretentious. There was no, uh, she didn't have any kind of, you know, some kind of way of wanting to do something to prove a point or whatever it is. As a singer, all she wanted to do was make a good record.
That's right. Yeah.
And I told her, I said, remember this. I said, I've sold millions of records. I said, I want to see that happen for you. I said, but you got to remember, always hold what your art is. It's not the goal, it's the journey that you're on. I'm I'm better for it by singing with you. Hopefully you're better for it by singing with me. Because you'll always have that. That's good work. It doesn't matter what people judge or don't. It has nothing to do with that. It was very good work.
It really was.
Hold on to that.
Excellent. Was there ever a song that almost didn't make it but ended up changing everything for you?
That's interesting. I don't know. the way I worked with Teddy and Don, it was so wonderful. It was very easy. It was an easy atmosphere. And so there was, oh, okay, there was one song that ended up being a hit record that I really didn't think it was going to be, simply because Teddy came in from Europe and he called early in the morning. He says, "Can you get the guys together? I got this song I wrote." Another one? Yeah, he said, yeah. He said, "I want to go in the studio right away, tomorrow, and do this." And I actually recorded because he had the 101 strings from Spain,
Oh, wow.
101 violins. I said, "How'd you do that?" He was the first guy to bring tracks.
Okay.
Really the first, yes. And he said, "Yeah, because now the tracks are up to 24 tracks."
Mm-hmm.
So he did the music over there in Europe, and they brought the track with him. So now I don't see the orchestra. There's no orchestra in the Don
Yeah.
Costa's in the booth and all that, but there was nobody, and we couldn't find Clarence. He was on one of his night party things. We couldn't find him, so Don said, "Look, man, we could put him on later. I want
Okay.
you right now." And I said, "Don, you got me going to the studio at 8 in the morning. I got laryngitis. I can't do this. I don't know." He said, "No, man, I've seen you do things. You just be there." And the song was called "Take Me Back,"
I love it. Yeah.
which Michael McDonald was his favorite song. He told me that was really wanted him to go as I have a career in singing. Actually, we did it together. We did a duet together at a benefit.
Oh,
Take Me
cool.
Back. Yeah. That song was not meant. I did it early in the morning and I didn't know how to sing it, "Take me back." How do I do this with my throat? So what I did was, it's way singers do sometimes when they're trying to get around something, especially tenors. Instead of you hitting those directly from which you're gonna be heavy, your vocal cords are gonna be heavy, and then I had a little hoarseness,
Mm-hmm.
but came to work for me. Because when I sang it like a hiss sound. "Take me back, I'm begging, please. Take me back, I'm on my knees."
Take me back, I'm begging, please. Take me back, I'm on my knees. For you to scold me, hurt me, hold me. Darling, take me back when you belong to me. I have a jealous mind. Too late I learned that you were not the cheating kind. Take me back, I'm begging, please. Take me back, I'm on my knees. For you to scold me, hurt me, hold me, darling. Take me back.
Real soft, real, 'cause I was really protecting me.
Sure. Sure.
And I had a cold, and I'm saying, "Oh gosh," but to me, I said, "This is a waste of time." And all of a sudden, man, I start hearing everything come together, and Don says, "We're gonna put this out as a single,"
Cool.
and
Yeah.
it hit.
Well, now that you're in a singing mode, sing a little bit for me a cappella of a song that still gives you chills.
"I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside with you." That song was so well done.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside with you. You are with somebody new, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'm still in love with you. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't wanna be left on the outside all alone. Well, I guess I've had my day, and you let me go my way. Now it's me who has to pay. I never should have gone away. I never should have gone away and left you like I did, with tears in your eyes.
It was the beginning of, you want to call it, a comeback, or the beginning of another career for us. So again, we came out of the ice cream vanilla type of singing, to this pop sound, which was uniquely us. I was told by the Four Tops, Temptations, especially Temptations, oldest of them, man, we would listen to y'all saying, we better go back into the woodshed. What is that? What he said to me, and then Smokey said the same thing. Smokey said, no, you got that class sound, man. Because for years, Motown wanted to sign me up, the Imperials.
Right.
We never, somehow something went wrong or something, we didn't ever do it. But they wanted us there because we had something only one other group had, and that was the Supremes class. And they wanted a male class. The Thames were R&B, the Tops were uniquely who they were, and all the other people they had. So they wanted that act that Teddy Randazzo created. In fact, Teddy went over to Motown and worked there for a while. They took him when they couldn't get us. They went to Teddy.
Well, okay.
He did quite a few things over there, and but it's the kind of career that I've been having all these years. It's this wonderful journey. It's got its ups and downs, its happy days and sad, and all those things. But man, I learned at 84 years old, man, what a ride. Who would have thunk it? You think this kid out of Brooklyn, 15-year-old kid, that he's going to be in the business, be 70 years next June professionally? No.
Anthony, you've lived through so many eras of music, and your spirit and your voice have never faded, man. It's magical, what
Yeah,
you've
like I
done.
said, it's supernatural. That's my destiny, my purpose. It took me a long time to figure me out, and a lot of prayer and a lot of meditation on from this wonderful God that began. I get to see, oh, so that's the reason why I've been designed to do, and man, I've been sustained all these years, because I can tell you, at least 75% of the cats and the ladies, they're dead.
When you look back, what are you most proud of as an artist?
There are a lot of moments in my career I'm very proud of, man. Working with Don Costa and Teddy Randazzo and Bobby Weinstein and Bobby Hart, mm, and Dennis Lambert came later. Now he became a big producer, and I'm working with him again. It came full circle.
Yeah.
Um, I, I, I I think for me, when you said it triggered something in me. There was a concert that was done by a lady by the name of Trudy Heller, who had she discovered Joey D and the Starlighters and all these and she had a nightclub, very hip little nightclub that everybody used to go to,
Mr. Peppermint Twist.
Ben Twist and all that, and they had this play. Well, she wanted to do something spectacular, so she got Dionne Warwick and us.
Hmm.
It was a charity thing for the mayor of New York, Mayor Lindsay at the time. and they told us, you're going to be working with the New York Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wow.
That's Leonard Bernstein's orchestra at the time. Um, I said, wow. And Teddy came with he wrote special charts and everything for it. And Eric Bacharach wrote special. He conducted Dion
Hmm.
Warwick, and Teddy conducted me, the New York Philharmonic Orchestra. And the who's who of who in New York was there.
Wow. Wow.
Young Donald Trump was there. He was a big time real estate guy at that time. It was everybody. I mean, the black tie and the beautiful women and the bing, the bang, the bing. And I'm going, and I sat and I said to myself, this is Avery Hall. My goodness, this is my great. How did I get here? How do we all, in my mind, it was like, what is this? And I'm looking at this huge 72-piece orchestra, and Teddy's doing his thing, and with the tuck on and the whole bit, and all these people with their beautiful women and beautiful clothes, and that's probably to me the zenith of my career. I never found anything to top that.
If you could talk to a young Brooklyn kid today, just starting out, what would you tell him?
It's a good thing to fail too, because kids today don't have an opportunity to do that.
Right.
They already have their lawyers and everybody all set up. We had to go through the ringer. We opened the door for a lot of them. If I was talking to any kid, whether it's now and the one thing, number one, passion. You have to believe that you would pay for other people so they listen to you. You'd pay them. It's not the other way around. If you go thinking I can make millions, well, maybe you can. I don't know. But that's not a career. That's not a journey. The longevity people who have been in this business for many, many years know that secret. I have been in 3 different decades and said the only other person that did it more times than us was Frank Sinatra. 6 decades. We did it 4 decades.
Don't you think the word sacrifice creeps in there somewhere too?
Oh yeah. The One of the things I love about the guys, we just stayed. We rehearsed, then we rehearsed, then we rehearsed, trying to find different ways. And we had a young man by the name of Kenny Seymour, who was great. He was a great musician, and he was the guy to put all the voicing together. He worked very, very well with Teddy, and he did all the voicing. Sometimes he actually sang on some of the records, so we could fill out, make it a little bit more stronger and whatever. And so any kid is first to have that passion that you do anything, you sing anywhere. I mean, you're ready to sing in nasty, dirty clubs and people crazy and just so you want to do it. You want somebody to hear you. You have to have that kind of a passion, number one, to even succeed. Say what you want about these rap kids. A lot of these kids came out of the street. They wanted to make life better for themselves. So they just took nothing out of nothing. Actually, what they did was they didn't reinvent the wheel. I mean, there was a guy called Louis Jordan and the Tiffany Five in 1947 was doing rap. In those days, they call it signifying.
Okay.
He was doing the whole thing there. Steppin' Fletcher, rap. When people talk about the boomwalk, Bojangle Robson did it first time back in the 30s.
Yeah.
See, Michael saw all this stuff. He just perfected it.
He perfected it. Yeah.
So you gotta be willing to fail, because by failing, you'll learn how to win. You'll understand what it takes to be able to have any longevity in this business. Because, like I said, 75% of the people I knew coming up, they're not here anymore. And I've been here for 69 years. How does that happen? God's grace. There's a reason that I am by talking to you about it. Because there'll be many people hearing it saying, oh, and maybe one person, one singer, one girl, one guy, whoever it may be, that catches it. Really? Because that's what happened to me. And it happened before other people. I remember Chuck Rosdale of the Dells. He was a bass singer. When we found out that we were going to be inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame, and was like, what? He called me the night before. He said, "Man, it's me, Chuck," because I used to work with him all the time. He says, "Man," he said, "do me a favor when you go up there, just tell them you stood on the shoulder of giants."
You know,
And
I watched that piece
I did,
last night with
I did.
Smokey. When Smokey made that presentation to you, I
Yes.
watched that last night, and that was really cool, man. Because all of you spoke, and it was so heartfelt. It was really great.
He was sick, and what happened was Paul Schaefer I've known Paul for many, many years, back when he started out. So he was the conductor of all that stuff. He was the guy who was doing all the stuff on stage. And they had somebody else who was going to introduce us and be the presenters.
Right.
Smokey found out about it, and he had a temperature about 100 degrees, 101. He says only one person could introduce those guys, man. He said, us, me, and the miracles, all the guys we hung out together, and kids. That's why he said it. He said, "We're brothers." He said, "We used to come up, Anthony, all of us, and he was tall and all that, and that if you listen to it." And he said, "Come up here and get what you deserve." It was very, very tearful. I mean, I was like goose pimples. It was all over my body, and my wife was there, my children, all my sons were there. So it was really, really a stamp on, like Sinatra said, "Tell the kid he sings good." Yeah.
Two-part question. What does legacy mean to you, and what do you want people to feel when they hear your name?
Now, when you get my age, you start thinking about immortal things, You start thinking, well, ain't much more time. But no, man, you know what? I'm so privileged to been able to be, because there's no way a kid like me would have ever had a shot in life. I would have probably got myself in trouble. Who knows? But I had a great family behind me, my mother and father, and my all my aunts, and these people character base really built up into me. And I'm doing what I was designed to do. Um, I'll let the public or whoever decide what that is, that my legacy is, because I don't even know if I have a legacy. But I know one thing: I like to sing.
And you do it well, my friend.
Yeah. So, and I've been doing it a long time. Just like Gary and I talked when we first met. It was years ago, man, back in the 80s. And we would talk a lot, especially on the tour. We would, well, all night long, just a lot of talking, and how, the influence that he got, and from one thing to another. That's why he called me, he says, "Dude, I got this guy, I got a podcast or whatever it was," and he said he's going to interview. And I'm saying, "Man, I'm doing an interview. I don't, no, 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 you should do it with him, man. He's like an historian, like he knows all that stuff." And I said, "Oh, okay." And then I called him back as in I was going on this. I was going on. This was doing the. This was doing right after the tour where I did
Hmm.
with Gary for 3 months,
Right.
and I was going to go on the ship on the malt shop cruise, so I couldn't do it. And then I guess Tony carried it from there. Whatever happened, and so because Gary was persistent, he sent me a text saying, "Man, I tell you, you gotta do this. He won't stop."
Gary's a super friend. He's a super guy. We've had a
Yeah.
lot of great conversations. Okay, we're gonna wrap this thing up with a what I'm gonna call a little soul lightning. It's gonna be quick questions and hard answers. Okay, heart
Okay.
meaning heart, as in the beating heart.
Hey,
Okay, the first song that ever made you cry.
hurt so bad.
Your favorite song you ever recorded.
Hurt so bad.
An artist you wish you could have shared the stage with.
Sammy Davis.
A song you wish you had written.
Yeah. I wish I wrote going out of my head to be honest. Yeah.
Describe your voice in one word.
I don't know. It's the one word I don't know. It just I open my mouth and it comes out.
Describe your journey in one word.
One heck of a journey.
Anthony, thank you for taking us on this journey, for the stories, the laughter, and the truth behind that voice we all grew up with. Before we go, what message would you like to leave for your fans, the ones who you've been with from vinyl to streaming from then to now?
We grew up together. Thank you. You know, we grew up together. I have a saying. I'll never cheat an audience as long as I live. Never. I won't phone in anything. I go out there and I leave it on the stage. Every single night. I leave it on stage. And it's not hard because I love it. I love this audience that's been so loyal for so many years. I actually see them grow up. Literally, I knew some people that we were younger and they was right down, we're in the 80s or 70s, and they watched me all that time. And there they are in the audience, sitting there looking at me again. And they never get tired. They always, the most, the thing that really got me, talking about, knocked me down on this tour, I went out, Gary came after me or before me, I can't remember, but I went out, and as I walk out on Tears of My Pillow, the introduction song, the people were standing, and I didn't even say anything or sing it. No. What is that love of? It's a love affair. I don't know. I want to please them, and they just they worked all week. They worked to make that money. It's just they telling me, I know how good you are. Just thrill me. You know, it's something different. My relationship with the audience, that other acts, I don't know. It's just something deep with this relationship, and I just want to thank them for that and their loyalty. I know that, so that's why I said I'll never disappoint them as long as I can.
You've given the world a soundtrack for love and for life. Thank you, little Anthony, for reminding us that true soul never fades.
Nope, it don't.
Take take care, my friend.
You take care. I really enjoyed this. This is fun. This was fun.
And I think I'm going out of my head. Yes, I think I'm going out of my head.